But before I call Omampeni any flood and one sense, yes, and tea Omampeni Nanado, Nisama or Kaye, the intia or say who he has or the Ghana Fosika, Ebequaco ye storm drain, Cotati Gatem, we were required, they be able to see yes, I to board the good gatem, into Omampeni Nanado.
We want this, we want that. But the attitudinal change that would enable us to be able to make to bring value to these demands, that is always left out, up till today. Whilst as the Ojo River is being dredged, there are still people at home who, when the rains come, think that the easiest way to deal with dirt in their houses is to throw it out into the gutter center. Those things have to come to a stop. We all have to speak to each other in Ghana to bring those things to a stop. Because if we don't, no matter the investment that we made, at the end of the day, we'll be back to square one. And I'm not prepared to spend your money in that way again.
The Omampeni comment, Asemokai, Okawe 2-3 years ago, and indeed, we were Yura Sansobuache letter or short a cabinet presentation or 2011. Ebesine, not even one Ghana cedis has been released to that effect. Flood no esha da egusua ekoso na. Eni kasam say ensuo ni to yiri so na Omampeni akontoabo no akwa hwe o ma ensuo ayiri ede afomo. Ma me sha se fafre wi a sabote honum. Di Omampeni eka ye nie. As compared to the earlier promise, a year manifesto promise, 2016, say they will set up a national hydrology authority, and as I say, I'm going to say, how do we go by this precedent, the promise and the delivery in terms of the flood situation we are confronted with?
Issues of flood really is a national security concern. Because Oshe Amai Bibria flood is one mono. Japadia amount for sure. One. In fact, before even a Japadia Crampon, conform Oshu Monkwa. Japadia businesses and the source of livelihood no. Obekaya Nasia and Swiss started to talk to Crampono. Amount for Japadia asay. If you are a wiring system so bad. A friend of mine was electrocuted just last weekend in Ashama because of flood. When I saw the picture, I was like, really, this guy is gone just because of flood and electrocution. Issues of flood is a national security concern, not only issues of terrorism. The president, unfortunately for me, sounded as if somebody who has given up. That is how I felt. Probably I'm getting the wrong impression. But Okase, amount for air that so we are. What I think we've done as a nation is the 2 million penny for say, one to Tonyama. One chair your quino. It is almost to say, ye subaby and a near be, and Emma or mine in 2 points. Measures bang and I'm penny for so Edigo Aquimus and a bear. Say ye soon ye buy na ye than the dinner and one better no. That is the crux of the matter. And one of the key things is enforcement of our laws. Your laws are assemblies ni na enact here what mean na yeden. So anadwo me sorry na anasa anopan insu tournament di ebola be gugatemua. System bi enu obetumi a check that. Is that what we are saying? We don't have any system to check that. And in fact, why are we constructing open drains anyway? Why are we still doing that? Because in some of the new places, the old places, we can forgive it, but we have to cover them. Because you have to make allocation and cover them up. But in certain new communities, constructed drains, we are still making them open. So if you know say attitude now, you don't give us the opportunity, first of all, to throw them in an open drain. You cover them up. If it is covered, how can one be indisciplined? Will you go and break the concrete and pour your trash in there? No. So for me, unfortunately, the president sounded as if he's frustrated and he has given up. And that is not what we want from leadership. Leadership must exude a certain level of confidence and ability to solve our situation. And appropriately, he was able to identify the problem as attitudinal, and there are other factors are one can count poor planning. See, to me, asimisi kakra woni botomunti baby an nsuo wo na wakoto ho no a fail no a pagya kosoro nti nsuo to na wo say ebesene a na amana fa be fufuro a major factor to say Ramsey site a ebi akofa na way in the Jones wheel mu a water place was say man nsuo tene nti nde Sergio anya bi asemese nya bi we akonya bi na se ye na yekusisi fie wo hono mu a nsuo na ebe fa hin nti apart from being attitudinal no ewo anamuntu bi a oman no mpanyifo because me kan mpanyifo a wo mo to sa asase no wo mo nye mini wo because we don't have the resources to get those lands because feeling crowd be any crampon betimi say abronsan be 5 nti the reality ni say for me as part of measures now, okay, minister, ni application or the common finance, ni amanyama request or ye na say onye sika. No did this jumana releases enko. It also demonstrates the kind of priorities we have as a nation. And then also on area priorities. You find first list items say about 20 elements. Now when first priority and I make an say flooding a national security concern. Since 1960, I make sure PPB publish here graphic. Tata mni krampo na me papa krasa bi no hia mami e krampo na be wabas. Asa brani na flooding ya be sinte. How we learning as a people? In Suya na say to China. Se bi emu kwata to Ghana nka mgidi senti apepa ya ifi asase so. In other jurisdictions flooding, but because we mutumi aye niama se etose se krampo na the effect na was in your mind so no and then the kakre bi apetise sia na flooded see that level of rain 24 hours e Ghana no ma unto me say e be paga na fi asase so because of indiscipline lack of proper planning you see your department be a friend of town and country planning it will interest you to note go to the budget and go and see the
office or Christ the King.
Go and see the allocation, budget and allocation. No, because you need the resources to be able to even move around first of all to monitor those who are building on waterways. Now, say we need resources now. Cardiac pickups also we moving out. Motorbikes also more de konade biya mo check say then also aside assembly no responsibility now or my permit no town and country planning so you are monitoring the environment no. You be say I say more allocation it say. It is about how we prioritize our governance processes. And niyama yes yegidi say as o man no eno ne ye ya ebe ma o man no akonanim. Enye sa na esha as 1960 o mo report ye no. Wonto me no ye benya 100 years if you asase so 19 then 2020 then still will be reporting about floods. Unfortunately, it's not only even happening within even the urban areas. Go to some of our rural communities, you'll be shocked. First, you'll be shocked that some of new places are starting to say flooding. In Kranase, started to say flooding. First, near war, Bibi Adebia and Sutoa, called Malam Junction, near back Kaneshua Kakra. Say, baby, be Briabe count. Baby, be Briabe count. Tema. I was shocked to see the other time, Tema, na Bibia flooded. Because drains are na Bibrina, Emma Chokia, yen to me. And yemuye entity muye sene be ya ebe prevent some of these things for real care. Inti ebe sre finance minister owura Senso Boache bantama Senso Boache movie bi ya eta hwe se bantama Senso bantama inti ebe sre ordinary request aba ye hwe na yema releases ni sene be ya ebe boa na edwumedi a abanda da na etwumedi se no mu bibi om se conti project wo se den odo ye timu odo ye timu still odo ye timu wieda.
But you talk about something who can be about priority. The abanani SEH. I earlier asked a very simple question. Was President Sagana for a swording? And he doesn't see any sense we should commit taxpayers' money. Na de biya de konsuya de contain a fiegu konsuya de contain a fiegu. But government is committing taxpayers' money in the construction of a National Cathedral. And say a Christopher and sorry baby if you cry Pope Vatican how cry committee Vatican cry committee crime. But you have other issues that gather your work. We don't time about we are not married for no babe. We are time Oh, we time be mad. Your nursing trainee allow 6 months in arrears. Teacher trainee allow 9 months in arrears.
Now move it to something else. You can flood
the same thing. The same thing. Priority. Priority.
Priority is okay.
Priority. We have the need to be
Debbie, yes, I'm confused.
Okay, 2% or take care. Okay, all right. Then Pachoka.
And I say a program was segmenting. I come here 20 minutes.
Can be the need to come home. Until I'm going to twice a month.
Okay. Confuse the listeners.
Okay, then no problem. Sorry. Then take your bite. 10 minutes on this one.
Unim.
Okay.
City FM4 and Omoye report. So cameras in the capture.
Okay, I'm here.
I say government has spent 450 million Ghana cedis so far on addressing flooding.
Okay.
Now this was said by the Honorable Minister for Works and Housing.
Okay.
Honorable Asensu Boachi.
Okay.
Wokrata be brady two jano. I mean baby our source fee.
Okay.
Esan say ni who national document bia Honorable Asensu Boachi atro krata.
Okay, so this is
City FM.
Okay. All right.
May 23rd. But Maminka flood in Huasem. Now yen church here.
Because coming my latest one on this same story about the
no, it's not a problem.
Said that the finance ministry not responding to Works and Housing Ministry 808 million request for flood prevention. This was also published by myjoyonline.com 6 June 2022 at 3:28 p.m.
Me person me who krata Ministry for Works and Housing Trokoma Finance Minister, our Finance Minister Embriano.
But you trust it?
Oh, Debbie, in fact, I was there at the time when Honorable Asensu Boachi was making this statement.
Okay.
Say, person me trust city. I can show you. Say on the Jubilee House page on Facebook, as at 23rd of May, I urge Ghanaians to support the efforts of government by maintaining proper solid waste practices. I have called on MMDAs to strictly enforce planning laws and building regulations to help mitigate flooding in the country. This is the Jubilee House.
Okay.
This is Jubilee House Facebook page.
Okay.
The Ghanaians can watch it and see. And it was said by the Honorable Minister for Works and Housing.
Okay.
And also not signed confirming the government has spent 450 million Ghana cedis.
Okay.
I trust Jubilee House.
Okay.
If you don't want me to trust City, I trust Jubilee House.
Okay.
The source is Jubilee House.
Okay.
All
right.
But on flooding, let me just give the perspective. You know very well, sir, and let me come to the defense of our planners. It's in Ghana, we have one of the best planners, one of the best planning regimes in this country from 1957. Our plans in Ohonum. The Director General for NDPC, which is the National Development Planning Commission, which is a constitutionally mandated body in the Constitution of 1992. Our office, Ewo Switchback Road, just opposite Christ the King. Miankasa menina say ehu developmental plan a Ghana war and how sometimes indiscriminately you go beyond that plan a yen SSFA. Everybody.
Who am go beyond?
Oh, everybody.
Because we have not cited that plan.
Well,
and then I may implement it.
No. Yeah. Let me do the narrative.
Okay.
What you say? Everybody goes against the developmental plan work or my muhano. And everybody is the citizens. The mountains, Ebri Mountains, it's a sand mountain. Now Ghana is in a plain environment.
Okay.
Ghana is a plateau.
Low level.
It's so tough from the water body, from that side. In the olden days, now lakeside, maybe a lakeside as I say one. You set it up man-made reservoir, to be able to channel the water to the sea. Today, as we speak to you, lakeside will be a third year estate.
Lakeside estate.
Almost sit down. Every single time I show better, go and ask the people who live there, a flooded. Number one. Number two, from Hacho, Causeway Honum, Babe far inside the room, there are about 27 houses. Almost see in the pathway of water direction. These 27 houses are not owned by politicians. They are owned by private citizens in the country. These 27 houses, Yebubua, that pressure that comes from the Ebri Mountains, ebefa through that lake, Oshe Hacho, Udo Kodu Hatra, Causeway Honum, Bohun Lake Bi Honum, far Honum, and to me, in fact, those 27 houses, then it breaks. na ama insuo na flooding. Thirdly, Minyabema, Accra and Ghana has become overpopulated. As at 1957 or even 1876, as Gold Coast, Ghana's population was less than 6 million people. Today, as we speak, Ghana population is 30.8 million people, approximate by the census. Maybe it could be more per estimation. But at least just use the approximation of 30.8 million. Consistently, say yan delay robustly with the flooding of breaking down structures and making sure, say once we break down the structures, compensation is given and relocate these people. Munyabema continuously will face this issue. The fourth thing is that when governments are buying any South 2 million so be breaking down structures, you're making sure, say yes, citizens, including the media, we don't come back to Abai and say that Abai is insensitive. The government of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is continually sensitive to the plight of the Ghanaian people, who by themselves, every time I see them, I say, produce permit, produce permit, produce permit. On the red paint in the throw, it might seem insignificant, but I'm be a painting if you know, or say
and the permit is also issued by the assemblies.
The conversations now you're having, yes, some of the permits, people don't even have the permits. Let's look at that beyond the fact that the permits are produced by the assemblies.
Okay.
So assemblies producing permits at the mouth. No mobile round to check. Say produce permit. Produce your permit. Because to some drive it, now police chemia. Or say, show me your license. Is that not what it is?
In this case, what do
I
we do?
must show my license to the police.
What do you do if the landowner me produce permit? Meanwhile, if you know AC waterways are once assembly na mano a permit, how do we deal with this situation?
You break down the house and give compensation to the landowner. That is what must be done. But what I say, you break down the house, you give compensation to the landowner. Say, go and redevelop your property somewhere else. Because me and continuously at certain stages of our lives, me in my age, my better Ghana, I'm here for good. What you say?
You have nowhere to go. We are all here.
Yeah, we have for good. Continuously, hold on. Continuously, we cannot yet to me ma in nema way on At a stage, we must rise up and put an end to this notoriety and inconsistency with things and conformity. We
address the issue. Can we say we have to tackle the issue robustly? So say this is what you promised Ghanaians in 2016. You say Oba established National Hydrology Authority, which will be responsible for and shall plan, develop, maintain, protect, and administer drainage, flood control measures, measure dams and sea defense measures, including construction of major storm drains to reduce the risk of flooding, constant dredging and desilting of our waterways and drains to ensure free flow of water. Where can we locate National Hydrology Authority?
Back to you on it. Isolated issue on a promise we made. Because every single promise President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo made in the lead up to the 2016 election, Obe fulfill. Every promise in Swa President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo made in the 2020 election, you both fulfill and sign a hand over power on the 7th of January 2025. It's my minko yeshemu na me find in Mbra. Say program you be samba subi.
They be our ha.
That's it. Remember,
now back to the priority, because the president says to the president, say you are joining and said say we continue to waste taxpayers' money. Now they be na tigatem near ye we now saying to you no waste the money. But the president is spending money on National Cathedral. Ghana, as we speak, like I was saying, teacher training allowance 6 months arrears, nursing training allowance 9 months arrears, NAPCO 9 months. National Service 4 months, school feeding in arrears, National Insurance Fund in arrears 2 billion, MP's Common Fund 3/4, District Assembly Common Fund 3/4, government-owned road contractors 5 billion, government-owned Chamber of Fertilizer over 400 million. But President is releasing money to pay for the construction, and as a seed money for the construction of a National Cathedral. Are we getting our priority right?
Yes, I'll come there briefly, but you see, once the issues here to me, I enumerate about
22 minutes.
Yeah, about several issues are cause of flood. That's why I said that the president looked helpless because he was only putting the blame on those who threw rubbish in the gutters. But I was expecting my brother saying 450 million Ghana cedis, go to me trade the airport because 450 million Ghana cedis is a lot of money. Nanka yedi ayedi also yedi ya. I wasn't get me minimizing the level of flood that you kakra. That is my concern about because the money is one thing, but what the money has been used for. And no, and you say to me who ya was okay. Yedi aye drain waha, yedi aye we waha. Na kebia ya nyesa ade na kebia situation kwapun kebe worse off. Into the details about how the 450 million was spent, but you say ebeboa.
Okay.
So what issues of priority minia National Cathedral se ba ke krumuni wan hwe ni ya na wakonya asem be no kware wo mu ni se oman bia wo ne fapem oman bia ne fapem ni se yese wo ko bibi ti se Japan ni wo mu asabe okọ ma yese nyakopon krampo so mu ngini ndio ye demi nyakopon di nso oman no eba no in terms of health care ni sa na mani na ekoso. It is about planning na odi ato ho ama oman no destiny no oman ni future because say want to me and to anamonye na say ukoye won say say ukochoro exams na wensua krata ne pa na say sorry say me dey me chef me sorry dem anama comox alla ma mempasio onyankopon na wensua de a obefili anameboa nti sanso na oman no totie ete say want to me anhwe no wensi hospitals want me anhwe no wensi schools want me anhwe na eka wodidi amanfo se health insurance arrears untua ehun get fan hun sensem enko fertilizer hun sensem enko nti enduaba e wo se yedua na enya mu mfaso na yedi no yenya ukosha asore da na obompa ese krampo a ome
okay
okomode wo
sifam
untumi nko asore da nkoboda empire ema aduane be hye wo yefu
okay
nti priority no ene wo se yenya ne right.
Okay. Yera Dankwa president is say on waste taxpayers' money on constructing drains so that they be Ghana for a year because a waste of taxpayers' money. Then why is the president constructing National Cathedral, knowing very well see a secret where people will commit sin?
Minya Samuel. Let me say, unim say mamina okobo mpa ye ma nyame say on maneba no. Owo ba no friend Samuel.
Yeah, that's Hannah.
Aha. Minim so mama yen friend Hannah.
But
intina me pese me boni din. But me didi so you Christoni.
Sure.
Na unim say menya Abbas. All kan asem no. O say wakoye kramoni na wanhwe ya wanka ne ya na asem aba. Menya be ma the National Cathedral our president Nana Danko Ekufuado opeso si no eye sacred request ye Amagana mine, right?
Why ye edi Amagana mine.
Now President Ekufuado.
A personal secret request.
Maybe enye obono she nyame.
Yes.
Say nyame buano ma obedi president a. Obesi National Cathedral.
But any manifesto no more. Manifesto about 2016 no. There is nowhere you can see National Cathedral.
Any abema. Eyebo eno shema nyame.
The personal bo.
My main kind trokunkra sembi enchira okakra.
Okay.
Esan say me yo Christoni.
Sure.
Minya bema Ghana ye 30.8 million. Significantly Christian majority no 70% to 75%. Na minim say sorry bebre e wo Ghana. Bone so koso se nya kan ye no.
Sure.
Ba bone koso no enchire say yentumi ntoa nyankopon ejuma so.
Okay.
Me no tie. I've been a Christian missionary for 22 years.
It's incorporated to Marcus to ball a good Gov't, but it was a constructed storm drain.
Allow me, you see, hekel me sir, mate for the constructive elevation of the conversation.
All right.
Continuously, government has various priorities. Abai any d ne priorities in ya echi. Obo modern IS ajumadi no. We are not blinded to those things, to the neglect of building a National Cathedral. But let me make a statement here as a Christian. When you read Judges chapter 2, verse 10, it's not home to me reading it. Yeah. But I can read it from Judges chapter 2, verse 1 to 10. But let me read just verse 10 for you. Or see, after that whole generation had been gathered to their ancestors, another generation grew up who knew neither the Lord nor what the Lord had done for Israel.
Okay.
There are economic advantage of the National Cathedral. Cathedral be Germany, a friend Cologne. It raking in close to about 6.5 million visitors per year. It raking in about 5.5 billion euros per year in terms of money. In this country, in the next 30 years, the President Nana Danko Akufo-Addo has said, say Nyankopon fan so emani see National Cathedral. A national character for us as a Christian community.
For the sake of time, this money I am spending now is not captured in 2022 budget. So why?
Let me, for the sake of time, people have raised arguments. I elevate the argument, you know. I can say, as I said, President Nana Danko Akufo-Addo, then the bottom sika and they see National Cathedral. No. Fair enough. But me never so quite sorry. That's all to offering. Not so focus ye see church project. Me never ma also for no on funny bottom sika and they see church project.
So
the entire church members
this is the social contract signed with Ghanaians 2016 manifesto.
Let us not isolate the National Cathedral budget out of the significant growth of the country.
This money you are spending, 57 million Ghana cedis so far, is not captured in any either 2021 2022 budget. So why is the government spending outside the budget? And also, are you trying to say it was Nanado wrong to have made those popular comments to say he will not continue to waste taxpayers' money on constructing drain when Ghanaians still
let me put it on record. President Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo was not wrong in saying, we see taxpayers' money, and put on record as well that President Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo, in his quest to build a cathedral in the honor of the Lord, a representation of the Christian majority in this country, is not wasting taxpayers' money.
Why is it not captured in 2022 budget?
That President Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo.
Why is it not captured in 2022 budget?
AC Cathedral. The president we trust sword all see sa cathedral when we cry
why is it not captured in 2022 budget? Okay. Why is it not captured in 2022 budget? Okay. All right. I will see how for there was about to say 30 seconds.
But unim say Nyankopon a very disciplined creature. In terms of ne mra ne hihye bia no Nyankopon pe discipline nti no say wo ye bibia manyame a e wo say wonam mra kwan so wo ye no in a discipline manner sabe untumi emfa kwan bone so enye bibi emanyame nti no say en capture our budget mu ne make provision for it a me gidi say me nua wo kwa wo say wutu omu funakra
in 2017 ye ba aban mu ne enim say e benya COVID funds it was not budgeted for.
No, but we went to parliament.
No, my brother. My brother. No, my brother.
There was an emergency.
No, my brother.
EI in parliament.
FCC to me discussing the issues proportionately. God is a God of order. Fair enough. Yeah. God is a God of discipline. Fair enough. God demands, say, we build a tabernacle in his honor as a country.
It's not Ghana, in our constitution. It's not our constitution. It's not in your manifesto.
The constitution says that Ghana is a secular state.
It is not in your manifesto.
So go through the process and build it. Go to parliament, go through the process.
It is not your manifesto. Why? That's it. So before you become a president, you didn't see the need to construct National Cathedral. I didn't see the need to put it in your manifesto.
Imrabie ni honoma President Nana Danko Akufo-Addo webumu in the building of the National Cathedral.
Abusiafo Hana Abeba community made the say Yera Pa Grave government spokesperson official spokesperson on security and governance. Sanso Anira Baso Sabiti and so opinion limit